Hey, we're back. I am so excited to talk about this one today because, there are times when I like to step in it. And I was in a chat recently, and a few agency owners and probably a couple of freelancers, but they haven't responded, are big, big mad at me. And I get it. Uh, you know, Life is change and business is constantly changing. And what I represent and what my service offerings represent is massive thought change, just structural change from the base all the way up. And I've literally seen them get upset. I just got some DMs and I have gotten a lot of eyeball emojis for some things that I've said in a couple of private groups. So no names, no actual content, but the gist matters. You see, agency owners get rattled and freelancers alike. Anyone who bills for time or sells a retainer or does project work is often rattled, if not flat out upset, but far too professional to share that in a public channel or setting somewhere. When they find out that I don't charge per hour, that my company doesn't even charge for the website as a project. And they're like, what? How is that even possible? So this isn't about trolling anyone or putting anyone down or talking bad about some other business or antiquated business models. This is about thinking about the connection economy, the new era of business that we've been in for 5, maybe more years now, and changing how we think about time and where time fits when it comes to the value exchange and what time is actually worth. And the thing I want to cover, the thing about time in the connection economy, maybe in the industrial economy, it's scaled differently, but in the connection economy, time is not a renewable resource. It's not what I make, if I'm being snarky. It's not what I make, so it's not what I sell, type of thing. And all that to say, time-based billing is to me a relic. It is part of the industrial economy, and all those buildings were hollowed out and flipped into condos a long time ago, if they weren't just torn down and shopping centers were put in. So hours are like tokens. So if you have some kind of retainer, project work is project work. I don't love project work. I still do some project work because some people can't get their head around my subscription model, the whole productized service thing. But I don't love set it and forget it and then gatekeeping, right? So when we make something and we have these tokens that we're hoarding and they expire or they roll over, either way, if they are unused, then they either pile up and the burden to use them is not always shared, or they're kind of like just dressed up gatekeeping, where we're like, okay, you can make changes to the thing that we made for you for this small fee, but only for a couple of hours a month. After that, you're either out or you have to buy more time or something like that. And to me, if we build a thing for someone and we need to ration off access to it, we're not enabling their growth. We're kind of gatekeeping it or controlling it, right? So what I loved about the subscription model that I launched almost 3 years ago, a couple more months here, it'll be 3 years. What I love about the subscription model is that there's a shared interest and a shared goal, right? Putting skin in the game to not only stick around, but like have real alignment and success. So there's no cap on hours. You can put in as many requests as you want to make changes to your website. There's no invoices. There's no surprise invoices like, oh, we had to go fix something. Here's a surprise invoice for a few $100 or a few $1,000. They're like, what? So you're never having that negative conversation. And since we're focused solely on throughput, right, we're optimized for the lifetime value of the engagement. So while we're not immediately rewarded in cash as a project, and that is a different challenge, we're rewarded through maintaining a great relationship for a long period of time. And we're not burning through some kind of backlog of things, chipping away at it because there's a limited amount of time to do so every single month. Most people are far too busy to put in too many requests, because the more work requests someone puts in, the more check-ins they have to go through and the more things they have to review. And there's a limit to how comfortable they are with putting all that in. So there's a balance there that gets struck, and in time, very quickly, you get to know each relationship. So I've never seen anyone overuse the unlimited access or the unlimited aspect of our subscriptions. And this isn't necessarily to talk just about the subscription. I'm comparing the models here, right? So here's the elephant in the room, or the elephant in the video. AI. It lowers technical barriers so dramatically that technical expertise, or even not at scale, but at the sort of base level to accomplish common connectivity tasks, right? And tool-specific knowledge isn't going to be the kind of expertise that has value when multiplied by sort of time, because time's being eliminated, right? So you can multiply anything times one and it is still itself. The same thing goes for this. So what will scale, what can't be automated, is taste, strategy for now, and timing and judgment, and maintaining that response, and maintaining an understanding of what will help a business be successful and helping them serve their best needs. Not that other people don't serve others' best needs. They absolutely do. But when I'm saying that the real value is throughput, it's not, I want to say this carefully. When anyone can press a button and build a website in the near future, and that website isn't total honking garbage, like kind of is right now, then the value in having tool-specific knowledge is removed. It's just erased. So having an understanding in the connection economy of what creates favors, what creates engagement, what creates success, is being a vehicle for throughput. It's trust, it's access, and it's continuity. And the subscription model, right, it gives us access, it gives clients access to a trusted collaborator and not tied to just the deliverable. And even though we start the engagement with a very specific deliverable in mind, I get requests all the time for other things that I'm happy to answer. Like, I just got an email about translation services for the website. Like, we want to install a language translation client. I'm like, boom, here you go. So not that other people wouldn't answer that question, but it allows us to be sort of a consultant in a more generalist way for all of the things that they're challenged by that surround the deliverable. And we don't have to worry about time in that regard, right? It's not a project. It's not a contract. It's just a channel of momentum. So hopefully that was clear. I keep touching my nose. I got a hair or something. It's so itchy, so tickly. So if my concern is that an agency or a freelancer, they're basically the same thing if you're selling time, that it doesn't scale because time is what's being compressed by technology. It did it to TV, it did it to radio, it did it to newspapers, it's done it to CDs and LPs. And look, when time isn't one of the multipliers, then we have to sell throughput. And we're not going to be able to gatekeep that and explain that value, right? So it's about protecting our client's business instead of protecting the deliverable, if that makes sense. I think so. I hadn't really thought of it that way until this very moment. So anyway, I didn't go into this thread where I got a bunch of eyeball emojis and a couple of DMs saying, explain to me how it is you make money if you don't charge for a time. The other thing, and I didn't use this word here because it can trigger some people, but value-based pricing is sort of thought of as the alternative to time and materials-based billing. And I don't necessarily agree. I used to believe in value-based pricing, but value-based pricing has a huge blind spot, and you don't know, and it's hard to ask about the total value of the project to the business or the total revenue of the business, what percentage of the revenue is being applied to the project. Like, that isn't always something that you're going to find comfort in asking. So I'm not sure value-based pricing is real anymore. I'm not even sure it's a real thing. Maybe it is. You can have flat rate pricing, but then you're just pressurized to keep your time and your hours down. But time is a soft cost now. It's not a hard cost anymore. Unless you're paying your team hourly, then yeah, you have a hard cost associated with time. But there's not a direct correlation because it's way more complex when it comes to speed, complexity, and efficiency. And if anybody's ever filled out a timesheet and it was completely accurate, you should have probably played the lottery because you're so lucky. You could have won a whole lot more than just having a timesheet in your hands. So I hope this isn't upsetting. I'm sending this out with love, the comparison of the business models. If you want to riff and just chat on productized service offerings and how to build one and how to think about it, I'm happy to have that conversation. You can leave a message in the comments. You can subscribe. That'd be amazing. And look, I'll be back. It's Friday, right? So have a great weekend, and I'll be back Monday, and we will riff on something else. But I'm here to tell you, think about the connection economy and being throughput instead of being a gatekeeper for the deliverables. And we may find that our businesses are more valuable to others. Just my hunch. That, and I've got like a couple dozen subscribers, so it's proof. I have the receipts, man. Anyway, have a great weekend. I think I'm gonna title this one, I know I'm not what gatekeeping is dead, throughput is the new trust. No, throughput is the new reels. No, yeah, we'll find something in that. Something like that feels about right. It feels about right. So we'll do it like that. We'll do something like that. Gatekeeping is dead. I do like that. I do like that. That's my thumbnail moment. I've been trying to sneak them in. Have a great weekend. See you Monday.